get rich overnight, decided to shrink himself into a nanoperson. The total amount of waste excreted by 100,000 nanopeople in a year was less than what an ordinary person excreted once. Because his body had been shrunk by over 1,000 times, a single piece of bread could last him for years. Even drinking purified water required transportation by ship. Not only that, money on the market became extremely valuable. Just $1 could buy a luxury villa. A married couple longed for this very much. The men were so excited that they signed up immediately after listening to the seminar. But becoming a nanoperson had specific requirements for men. All teeth had to be removed, because after shrinking, the teeth would be large enough to burst through the skull. Even all body hair had to be completely removed. Once everything was ready, the group of applicants was pushed into the shrinking chamber together. Through the machine's process, the man quickly became a nanoperson. He immediately checked his body for any abnormalities. After confirming everything was normal, he immediately called his wife, wanting to meet her. But to his anger, his wife had ultimately backed out of the shrinking process because she was afraid of having her teeth pulled. The man became furious. After that, he and his wife signed divorce papers. This meant he would lose his wife and also half of his property. The dream of becoming rich also crumbled along with it. So the man had no choice but to move into an ordinary single-person apartment and start a new life. He had thought that after coming to this nano world, everything would get better. But he still couldn't escape fate. To escape his inner loneliness, the man started dating different women, trying to start a new relationship. However, the noise from the upstairs neighbors kept interrupting them, making it impossible for the man to enjoy his time in peace. The man began yelling angrily from the balcony. Even though the upstairs neighbors sincerely apologized, the date still ended poorly. After experiencing setbacks in love, the man decided to attend a party upstairs, hoping to lighten his mood. At the party, the man met a former neighbor. During their conversation, the man accidentally touched a nerve and hurt himself emotionally, so Wei could only numb himself with alcohol. In the end, he passed out under the influence of alcohol. When Wei woke up again, he realized he had fallen asleep at the neighbor's home. At that moment, a question popped into his head. Why do people still have to work in this miniature world? Later, during a conversation with the neighbor, the man was shocked to find out that the neighbor was not only a businessman, but also a secretly wealthy man. The neighbor also shared some of his own troubles with Wei. The neighbor knew that the man was a kind person, just feeling a bit too lonely after first arriving in this world, and the neighbor had felt the same way when he first came here. After hearing this, Wei felt much better. It turned out he wasn't the only one like this. Ever since experiencing the shrinking technology, Wei came to understand the true meaning of being small. Originally, he had come to this world simply to get rich, to make himself wealthier and live the kind of life only the rich could afford. But just then, Wei suddenly noticed a woman wearing a prosthetic limb. In fact, back in the real world, the man had once been a doctor. But ever since coming to the miniature world, he gave up practicing medicine, which led to his license expiring. But due to financial pressure, the man had to seek another path. He followed the woman all the way into the world of another species.